Welcome, everyone, to Talks on Tuesday. I'm Chelsea Richens, and I'm here with Mary Chase and Barbara Solomon. And we have Louis Therese and Gordy joining us. And we'll be talking for about 30 minutes and welcome the share that we all have to offer. I attended the Catalyst program for Reconnective Healing last weekend, and joined Cecilia and Joan Fowler, and it was really fun. And also attended our Reconnection Certified Practitioner program, where we kind of talk about the Keys of Enoch, a book by J.J. Hurtak, and how it relates to the personal reconnection. Oh, good. We have Samid back. I'll wait and let him join us. Hi.
Hi, Samid. How are you?
Just to recap, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Well, I don't see the button. There you go. But just for sound quality for our recording, we're going to record for a half hour, and we post on Facebook's, on YouTube under our title of Talks on Tuesday. And just wondering if anyone here that's joining us has read the Keys of Enoch by J.J. Hurtak, or know how it relates to the personal. There's Cecilia. Yay. Letting her in now. Welcome, Cecilia. We were just going to talk today about the Keys of Enoch and how it relates to the personal reconnection. And I was going to tell the backstory of it, because a lot of us are kind of interested in how reconnective healing, because a lot of us here are involved with reconnective healing. And if you're wondering what that is and you're watching this video, there will be links in the replay of this on our YouTube to explain what reconnective healing is and how you can learn more about it. But a lot of us are interested in kind of a recap of, is the personal reconnection really something special and different, or is it something that you can kind of go without? And because they both involve the frequencies of reconnective healing, and a lot of us wonder. I wonder, like, thinking on the top of my head right now, does Eric Pearl really still consider this a super special, once in a lifetime thing that he would recommend? Or are things kind of maybe integrating, and, just being involved with reconnective healing brings you more to your evolution? Cecilia, I'm going to kind of explain quickly the connection with this book and reconnective healing, but jump in whenever you feel necessary. It talks about how Dr. Eric, when he is first coming and learning about these frequencies, and he goes to the Bodhi Tree bookstore, and the book is kind of expensive, even though he has been led there by the advice of the person we call the gypsy on Venice Beach. Oh, wonderful, Samid. Yes. And he Dr. Eric has also kind of been encouraged by the author saying that Dr. Eric Pearl has been the first person to really bring a lot of what is in the Keys of Enoch when it comes to the reconnection to the planet. But I guess honestly, what I want to say is, and maybe get your feedback on this, Cecilia, other than the parts of the book that really kind of relate to what we do as reconnective healing practitioners, do you really get a lot out of the book itself? And do you find that it kind of talks in a duality term? And I see what Cecilia says. She says, the reconnection for me was life transforming on levels beyond knowing. Oh my gosh, me also. I mean, I can say that that was my first, like, listening to my inner voice of I needed to go have the personal reconnection done. But um, I'm just going to state a couple facts, and then I just want somebody's feedback. And the fact is, I really find that just looking at this book and thinking about kind of reading it parts at a time, I kind of get a little turned off by it. I feel like it's kind of uses a lot of terms that link back to a lot of about separation. And for me, I think I'd rather just pick up Solomon or maybe even a Rupert Spira book. And I like kind of just the, you know, we are we are all one, and experience is just experience. And I feel like I don't know, Mary, what do you think? Do you kind of get what I'm saying, that I'm just not really in love with this book as a whole?
Well, I find it confusing, maybe because I'm trying to read it as if it's a regular book, when instead it's like adding spice to the stew. You don't want to dump the whole bottle in. You're using the Keys of Enoch to inform what you already have. Um, it's not a book I would ever encourage anybody to start with. Um, but it's this whole, I think for a lot of people, reconnective healing is a little mysterious. Certainly the personal reconnection is so different in the approach of learning it that it's confusing to people. And then when you add Keys of Enoch on top of that, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go back to where it's easy. So what do you think, Cecilia? You've been part of this for such a long time.
I would love to share. I would love to speak. Oh my gosh, I've only got half an hour. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk.
Okay.
The Book of Dollars, The Keys of Enoch is brilliant. It's amazing. It's fabulous. And yes, it was written 20 years before this showed up for Eric Pearl. And when Eric Pearl was told that there was information about what he was about to receive in the Book of Knowledge, The Keys of Enoch, he went to try it out and he went to read it and he couldn't understand it. Then he went back and he couldn't understand it, but he could understand a few pieces. So then he put it back down because he still couldn't understand most of it. And so he comes back again and he couldn't understand what he understood the day before that, but he could understand some things that he didn't understand. So his information was showing up sporadically, but it intrigued him so much. He's like, whatever, I'm gonna just, it's easier for me, cheaper for me, time wise, whatever, to just get this work done. And he did not receive the reconnection. He created the reconnection. But the Book of Knowledge, The Keys of Enoch, was written by a PhD. J.J. Hurtak was so intelligent, and the way he speaks is not easy for many people to grasp. However, the information that shows up is the information you need to receive. You could be sitting there, just like with the book, The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself. And while you're sitting there touching it or reading it, tingles, vibrations, knowing is going to be filling you. You don't have to understand it for it to be part of your experience. That was my knowing and understanding with the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch. I love it. And yes, I had to reread many parts many times, but the gift that showed up from it is so profound. I've got so many tags on my book because I read and reread and open to new pages all the time. There is tremendous information in this book, and and it ignites a part of me that I didn't even know was alive. And now I'm salivating, thinking about it, wanting to read more. It's just so brilliant and rich. And I know the information in here is giving us keys to unlock so much more. And yes, the direct path to healing is brilliant. The reconnection, heal others, heal yourself is brilliant. The Solomon speaks on reconnecting your life is brilliant. Each of them has gifts for you on many levels. And is one better than the other? Well, I don't know, because this came before that, the chicken and the egg, whatever. But it's still talking about this tremendous transformation that is showing up on the planet right now. And Eric and JJ Hurtak was speaking at a conference in Toronto on the panel with Eric Pearl. JJ spoke before Eric, and he's telling about this book and telling about all the information he received and what's showing up on the planet and what's going to happen and da da da. And after his huge presentation, he said, and now for the first practical application of what I wrote about 20 years ago is Dr. Eric Pearl with the reconnection. He acknowledges that what he wrote about and the gifts that were showing up on the planet, Eric Pearl was the first one to offer them to the planet. And we don't have to understand it, but my life is forever changed because of it. So is it real, and is it something that we need to focus on anymore because you're getting reconnective healing frequencies in the process of the reconnection? Yes, they're both brilliant and they're both worthwhile. And who knows what's going to happen for any one person, because I've had reconnective healing sessions. I've had the reconnection, actually had the reconnection first. But I know that my experience in the reconnection shifted so much of my mental capacity and my physical capacity that I was like, wow, there is so much more. And I cannot stop talking about this since. So I know we only have 30 minutes, so go ahead.
I've
Yeah.
got it. I'd like to jump in there, Cecilia, and thanks so much for that. I actually love the part that I think was promoted, section 317, 3-1-7 in the Keys of Enoch. I mean, to me, that was very relatable, and it talks about the axon lines and the body as a kind of physical vibrational object. That all that stuff I definitely can get and resonate with. But the part I struggle with a little bit, and to be honest with you, I think it's part of the Keys of Enoch. I know it's part of his other books. I've got the Over Self Awakening, and he also did another book I think called Tai Sophia or something Sophia. And
Mr.
he talks
Sophia.
a lot.
Yeah.
His stuff is very hierarchical, and
Yes.
that is that's the part that I really struggle with, is that hierarchy of and
It's
and
all
so
part of the illusion. Yeah. It's all part of the illusion that created so many, almost every, I would imagine every society on the planet. That's what they use is fear-based, to come to me, protect us. We need to strengthen our forces. We need to protect against whatever. That was the basis of every society. And that's how the churches and synagogues, whatever, they keep their groups together because of the fear, and we have to protect you and let's protect each other kind of thing. So that's all part of it. So
right, yeah, and to me, that's the part that I don't necessarily have to want to read or agree with or absorb as my reality, but the parts that I do resonate with, I think that they're awesome. That part about the 317 and maybe part of it is because of my background as an acupuncturist, and he talks about the acupuncture meridians and how they can continue to extend out. And so that makes a lot of sense to me, and I really appreciate and enjoy that piece of it.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
What,
absolutely.
yeah, what's
Right.
occurring to me is that this is a lot, in some ways, it's a lot like reading really hard poetry. You may not get it, but you still resonate with some lines. Even if you don't understand them, they become part of your structure. And I'm
And you're
wondering,
tearing up and you don't know why.
yeah,
It's like, why
yeah,
is this touching me?
exactly. And here in this holographic universe where we are all aspects of each other, maybe it doesn't matter if I get it or not when I read it. It enters into this collective and is shared because we are all one.
Yes, absolutely. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's something there for you.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. And we
And
can,
even if it's just a story, a fable, a fairy tale, whatever, it was enjoyable and intriguing and interesting for a while. And there was something on some level there for you. There was a gift.
it's like some people can't get through Romeo and Juliet if they try to read it, but they can watch West Side Story.
Right. Same
So
story.
there
Different
are
cultures.
there are
And
different.
add some music and you're good.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I
It
yeah.
think
just,
that's
it's the
just
way
part
it's
of
communicated. So it depends on who's sharing it with you. I can listen to this person, but I can't listen to that person. So
Mhm.
it's the same information, just who's going to share it with you.
Yeah.
I'll be
and
quiet.
to me it's just more evidence of our oneness, where even though, you know, we may not totally resonate with one other person, or but they are part of that whole, the collective. You know, it's like it is us, and so instead of trying to fight against it, just relax into it, and you know, it just gets so much easier.
It's, there are going to be people watching this on YouTube who've never heard of Reconnective Healing, let alone seals. Is it Keys of Enoch? Or is that the
Book
book
of
of
knowledge,
knowledge?
the keys of Enoch.
Yeah, yeah. So if we could encapsulate this into like regular, like if you were going to do an intro lecture to a high school class about this, Cecilia, what would you say to them about what we're doing as reconnective healers?
What we're doing is reconnecting our body grid to the planetary grid, to the universal grid in all dimensions of time and space. What does that mean to you? I don't know. What it means to me is that we exist on multiple planes simultaneously. There's no such thing as deja vu. It's simulvu, because we're happening, we're living, we're learning and gaining wisdom from ourselves on so many different levels. And that access with this work, the work of the reconnective healing, is that we are expanding our reach into the other realms, and we are returning at light speed, beyond light speed, with information that is going to move us forward or give us many different options in this physical life experience that we are aware of in this moment. However, we exist in so many other planes. And that's where we're gaining the wisdom and information. We're living those lives, we're learning those lessons, and that information is available to us right now. And isn't that a great gift if we choose to receive it? Because you can have those books on the shelves and never pick them up, never open them. But that doesn't mean they're not on the shelves and available to you. They're available in your buffet always. And you get to pick and choose whatever you want to. You're not a puppet on a string. You're creating the life that you want right this moment. So choose that which makes you inspired. Choose that which makes you struggle. Choose that which makes you stronger. Choose that which makes you want to know more. It's up to you how you want to live your life and why you want to live it. So I want to struggle because I want to grow this strength and I want to do that. Or I want it to be easy and flowing and I want joy. I want whatever. Choose what you want for whatever reason you want it. And there's no judgment. Choose it because it's interesting to you. That makes me get out of bed this morning. That makes me want to learn more. That makes me want to talk to that new person I've never talked to before. What are they doing over there? I want to go see. So, and then you learn from them because they are you after all. They're in your experience because they are you and they're there for a gift. Go find it. Go open that gift. Don't just sit there and look at it. Go open it up.
Seems so many ties between this and all of the great insights over the ages, whether it's the Tao Te Ching or A Course in Miracles or Gnostic Christianity. All of these things are about ignoring what appears to be a separation and remembering who we are. And when we remember who we are, we start to heal.
Right, because when we're in that separation, when we're seeing that, living that, being that separation, we're in fear.
Yeah.
We're afraid of what's out there. And that out there is us. So why are we afraid of us? Go talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find that the more I engage with Reconnective Healing, the easier it is for me to accept and understand all that, to live it, to be it, and not to more, I guess, dissolve some of the separation, even though sometimes I don't even understand what that means. It's just an opening, a relaxing or something. And it's
Yes.
exciting, it's fun.
Absolutely. It's not knowing what's going to show up and going anyway, and being in excitement for what's ahead. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and I think it's learning to listen. And when I kind of picked up this book this past weekend and kind of revisited a few special spots in the book that I've highlighted and all, and then I just randomly opened it up and started reading. I just really felt that, like, the next couple hours I really wasn't going to just keep doing this. And I think honoring that was that maybe I'm going to play somewhere else, and it doesn't have to be in this book. It can be with my dogs or something. I'm honoring that it didn't really capture my attention,
Right.
and I'm going to play somewhere else, and that's okay. And maybe it's just if I felt like I was just reading about a lot of details of an experience,
Yes.
and I just really didn't put that experience that he was describing on a plateau of importance for me. And I just kind of,
Right. And it's
yeah,
not,
and
and it
that's
doesn't have
okay.
to be. It doesn't have to be that. However, that which you have read, there's some resonance that's being intrigued by you. So watch how the universe puts that information in another form, in another way for you to receive it, that is more palatable for you, that shows up more easily in a language that you can resonate with. Watch how that information shows up, and then you go read that again. You go, oh my God, that's exactly what he just said, but scientifically. And you're hearing it now in the way you can receive it. Watch how that opens up new doors for you to get that information in another way. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Watch where your attention wants to go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Louis Therese, I'd love to hear a little bit of your input today.
Yeah, I'm glad you kept coming back when you were bumped off. Yes.
Okay, yes, I can say, like Cecilia, I cannot stop talking once I started talking about the Keys of Enoch. I do know Dr. J.J. Hurtak and his wife, Desiree, already for many, many years, attend a lot of their seminars. But what I want to say is the reconnection is actually energy. Energy is vibration. Vibration is the new medical healing thing for the future. And it is amazing. He also had a book that of all of the things that he had talked about, that had already had become and proved itself. In those days, but nobody had an idea about what he was talking about. So it is amazing. And there is one thing I would absolutely love to say. He had a CD, and it is called Kadois Kadois. With that, it lifts the vibration so tremendously. It is just absolutely amazing. And if you can listen to that and sing along on that, it just opens you on a complete new level. I am very fond of him. And as I say, for me, the reconnection is where he actually, I would say Dr. Eric Paul, help us to open the door from our body to our soul, so that we have a direct connection and that we can then heal ourselves and let the energy flow from us towards where it is needed. And in his book, he also talk about, that we will grow our own organs and things like that. And there is cases that there is already a boy that had grown his leg back.
Yes.
And it is, we had this book opened the mind, because we have become very close-minded. Now, it can't happen, but yet it happened.
Yes.
And everything, the reconnection is also, but I have found, I do a lot of distant. It is, there's no time, there's no space. It is right here with us.
Yes.
And I am very much, I study his work, as a matter of fact, that and Lao Tzu's work, because Lao Tzu is also a person who we're talking about the string and the pulse theory 5,000 years ago. And amazingly, when I was doing one Vipassana, they had a scientist from CERN, from Switzerland, who had to come and do the Vipassana. And we were chatting, and she said, yeah, they are desperately looking for people who understand the teachings of Lao Tzu, because Lao Tzu were talking already that time about the string and every theory and things. And they want to study his work to see what new direction they must start to go in. And so is Dr. Hurtak work. I agree with you. You must really bite on your teeth to get through it. I mean, I had to attend a weekend, but we only learn how to speak the names of the angels correctly to get the right vibration and things like that. But once you understand this work, it is absolutely amazing. And now you have said, but isn't it not so unique anymore? It is absolutely, but it is more open, and now it is started to integrate, because it started to integrate into the communities and into the world, and that wherever that goes, it lifts the spirit. People, I promise you, I have druggies that I have do a healing. After a while, they are by their own stop using drugs and become a spiritual person, not by, oh, I'm that. They glowing. They have changed. There's a new look. There's a new way around them. I personally feel the reconnection, once you have a privilege of receiving it, you become a new person on a lot of different levels.
Yes.
I thought you don't give me a chance.
No, I think we 100% can agree on that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
This sounds like a
The
conversation we need to continue.
Yeah. I think we
Yes,
all need to
I
just hop
would
on a
love
plane to
very
South America.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're out of
Unfortunately, we
time right
gotta wrap
now.
it up. Yeah, we
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yes to everybody and the experience we had today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
Cecilia.
next
Next
week.
week. Thanks. Thanks,
Bye.
Cecilia, for
Love
joining
you
us.
all.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Cecilia.
My pleasure. Mwah.